What's going on, wonderful Blackwood Fire family? Welcome to the Blackwood Fire Network Rhythm Scoop Show on yet another wonderful Monday. I hope that you have had a fantastic weekend and you are also looking forward to an even greater week, being on the 4th day of the month of October, the year 2021. My name is Pikes, alongside my co-host Kate Newsome.
Yes, I carry on to the Rhythm Scoop Show. Another episode we get to discuss about entertainment, art and culture. Hoping you had a fantastic weekend right here on the Blackwood Fire Network. Media for the 21st century. We have amazing vibes coming all the way here from the 254 to wherever you are listening to us from. As we say, we are live and interactive on our social media handles. We are on Facebook at the Blackwood Fire Network radio station, on Twitter as well at the Blackwood Fire Network, also on Instagram. You can check us out as you get to interact with us. Considering for 402-730. My name is Jovi, alongside my co-hosts.
Yes, karibuni sana to our show today.
Someone is sleeping.
I'm not sleeping. So I expected Jovi to say my name, but no, it's fine. So guys, I hope you had a fantastic weekend. Mine was good, and I hope you enjoyed your rest days, because we say weekends are rest days. I don't know if you are aware that yesterday was a fire prevention day. Leave alone the boyfriend's day. Yesterday was
there also another boyfriend's day?
Yeah.
How many boyfriends do we have in a year? I think they're boyfriends and girlfriends day, they were too many, but
I think it's on
what prevention?
It's
fire prevention
on 3rd October.
Oh, you're saying fire prevention?
Yeah, yesterday was fire prevention day. Yeah, and I'm urging Africans to come out and try to prevent these fires, because maybe yesterday we didn't get a chance to talk about that, but at least today we are here. So I'm urging Africans come out and try to prevent these fires that always happen in our forests, houses, neighborhoods. And in case you forgot my name, I'm Kate. Welcome to our show.
Kate no there. But talking about fire, I think I have remembered something. You have seen, for example, in Algeria, I believe that was in Algeria sometimes back, there was the matter of forest fires in Algeria. But the problem is, the thing is, these fires were man-made. You know, it's some people who had set the fires, the forest on fire. And of course, there were two suspects that were actually arrested in Algeria sometimes back in connection with this fire. So you find most of the cases, yes, they are natural fires that happen, and they blaze, they destroy the forest. But also we do have arsonists who just want to go and light the whole place on fire.
The ones we were talking about, the schools. These are sometimes man-made fires, because it is the students who bring up the fires. So please, starting up a fire in a forest, that's being inhuman, because we say that trees are also living things, and they deserve life, because they even protect us. They are a source of medicine. They bring us rainfall. We learned that they attract rainfall. So we shouldn't be going and burning down forests and schools and anything, yani. Yeah.
And also, I was saying about that particular story in Algeria. I think we brought it to the attention of the family. You know, Algeria is very, very hot and dry, and therefore you will find that high temperatures in Algeria. These are northern African country which is close to Egypt, and you find that in this area, because of the high temperatures, the forests are bound to to catch fire. But there are also some individuals that were also charged sometimes back. So according to the president, his name is President Toubon, who was saying that some fires were caused by high temperatures, but criminal hands were most behind most of them. So you find people have different agendas, and when you destroy forests, like we have talked about over in different shows, forests get to provide us with rainfall. So it means that you are also jeopardizing your future because you're not getting enough rainfall. And of course, in a country like Algeria, they need a lot of water and also a lot of rain because the place is dry. And any other time that they get to destroy their forest, then it means that even the future generations will also be affected. But nonetheless, before we get into more matters right here on the Blackwood Fire Network, I wanted to get back into music. Of course, we do have some more wonderful jams lined up for you, and I hope that you also get to interact with us and engage with us on our social media platforms. When you get back, we shall also be letting you know what you have been up to over that particular last weekend. And also, you can also engage us and let us know what you're looking forward to this particular week. This is the Rhythm Scoop Show on the Black Hot Fire Network. And that is the one and only Starkey Darkos. We're trying to make sure that the sound is alright, and we are also jamming with you right here on the Blackwood Fire Network Media for the 21st century. And of course, Starkey Darkos is representing for South Africa. I do understand that when people move from Nigeria to South Africa, you know,
he's not Nigerian.
He's Nigerian. When people move from Nigeria to South Africa, they also want to bring that wonderful vibes with them.
Shock on me.
No, he's actually Nigerian, but he is living in South Africa, and he's also putting out his music. We hope to have him on the show sometime, so that we can also get to interview him and get to discover a little bit more about his world, because he has been putting out different EPs. And I am hoping that also very soon, you know, we can also be able to have a chat with him, catch up with what he's doing, and also find out what are his plans for the the foreseeable future, or the short, for the foreseeable future. This is a Rhythm Scoop Show. Like I said, you can get to interact with us on our social media platforms. tuko pale hivyo kwenye mtandao wa Twitter, unaweza tupata pale under @blackhotfire. And of course, Kate is giggling because I think she thinks Swahili is easy, but it's not really easy. We will have Kate also do a show in Swahili. I remember we have been, sometimes back, we used to teach Swahili. I used to teach Swahili on the Black Hot Furniture. We hope very soon we can be able to embark on it. But even presenting a piece in Swahili, when it's not Sheng, Sheng is when you mix Swahili and English, that is when you have Sheng slang. But when you're doing pure Swahili, it's not a joke. It's a beautiful language, but then again, also when you're presenting in it, it's a little bit tough,
Swahili.
Okay, go ahead. Introduce the next story in Swahili.
Okay. Okay, my next story in Swahili. No, I just said I'm good. I just said I'm good at Swahili. No, being honest, somehow, I can't say I'm perfect, but I'm good in Swahili because my mom, my dad, I don't know how, or I can't say maybe the part of them growing up, but they used to speak me ile Swahili sanifu, the Swahili, like the real Swahili.
Njo hapa.
Well, sometimes unamuona live like.
So if someone was saying Njo hapa and kuja hapa, it was the same thing. If someone says
no, but
I don't think
Swahili sanifu ni Njo hapa, si kuja hapa. Njoo hapa, alafu weka matamshi ya Kimombasa.
The thing is, I think we having a bit of challenge when it comes to pronouncing or really getting to relay these are different topics in Swahili, but we hope eventually we shall be able to do so. If we go to Tanzania, in Tanzania they get to learn everything in Swahili. For example, even when they are studying chemistry, I think it's a bit difficult when you're studying chemistry and you're studying chemistry using Swahili. It's a bit difficult right there because you might be talking about some chemicals like or some elements of the periodic table, and you're having a difficult time, like potassium, things like that.
Potassium carbonate.
I can't even imagine like studying in Swahili. I mean, it's a good language, but again, I think the Tanzanian Swahili is really a bit difficult to understand.
Why?
Like,
I think it's almost similar to the one in Mombasa.
It is.
No, it's not. Like if you compare the Mombasa Swahili and
No.
the Tanzanian Swahili, you can't understand someone from Tanzania because it's quite hard to understand. But if it is Mombasa, mimi nakuweka kidole hapa kisha tuongea. Mombasa, Mombasa lady, if you meet a Mombasa, a lady from Mombasa, they always talk, especially those who really know how to be, being sassy, bougie and boasty, hapa kidole.
Do you think Swahili makes someone sassy or bougie?
From Mombasa, I'm saying from Mombasa, ladies from Mombasa. If you've met ladies from Mombasa,
there's a way you'll bring it, then it can be maybe classy.
You might even look Mshamba, but I think at the end of the day, you also have to stand with your own language. You also have to stand with your own language at the end of the day. But nonetheless, like I did say, we hope in very, very soon we shall be able to re-embark on our Swahili classes right here on the Black Hot Furniture. So in case you would like to check that out, we hope by maybe November or December we shall be able to embark on that. And also in December, we are hoping with the Black Hot Furniture, we will be able to go back to Tanzania and also see what's going on. I understand that the country is still open, even if Samia Suluhu came up and started to backstall on some of the progress that Mr. John Kapombe Magufuli had actually instituted. There was a bit of retrogressive moves that were pulled by Samia Suluhu. But yes, Swahili is a beautiful language. We shall be showcasing or really just flaunting our Swahili when we get Tanzania. I think it might also be good to get a Tanzanian boyfriend or a Zobi here so that they can also continue flaunting their Swahili. But nonetheless, family, we shall be discussing different issues and getting to update you on what is happening across the continent of Africa. I do understand that a lot gets to happen over the weekend, and also there is some both positive and negative news across the continent.
Personally, I think the weekend is always full of some. I mean, it's always about positive vibes, but again, most of it's negative vibes because most of us we might be spending the weekend, with our families, our friends. Maybe most of you are even working till the weekend, like the weekend, Monday to Monday, you never have to rest. But I think most of it's always looked on the negative side because you've seen people always, especially the young youths, whereby you go on tour, maybe you planned a road trip, you're all hyped up, so psyched up because planning something now, it comes up with so much hype, like you go out, maybe out of Nairobi or maybe out of the country, then something happens, and the worst thing is let's say if you are still under your parents' care and you don't get to inform them, like, this is what we have planned with my friends, we're gonna tour in this particular place and maybe with this particular kind of time, and I mean, just to keep them notified you're going somewhere in case anything happens to you, they are aware of everything that is happening. But me checking on the side of one of the stories that I've really bumped into this particular weekend is to the ladies, and I think ladies or even men, when it comes to the weekend, maybe you don't have friends to hang out with, or even a love of yourself, maybe a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Considering yesterday it was boyfriend's day, it can reach to a point where you're all in your thoughts and you're like, oh, how do I handle this? So I've seen ladies trying to engage themselves into some dating apps, and whereby you're already interested in someone, you're getting in contact with them and inviting them maybe even over to your own house the same day, then they come mess you up even by even stealing your own money.
That's crazy.
Like the trust issue and the trust levels that we have amongst each other and amongst I can say general maybe Africans, because I don't know about the whites and everything, but I'm talking in the perspective of Africans. Yes, you're interested in someone, you invite them over, but you're thinking they have good intention towards you, then we have the negative intention.
For me, I think when it comes to social media and how people have moved from these face to face or to digital dating and things like that, there are so many challenges with that as well, because you're not be able to have a good judgment over someone, especially when it's over social media. But nonetheless, Keith, can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you. Welcome to the broadcast. How is your day going? Yeah, I was just saying, even in their chemistry classes, they get to learn chemistry using Swahili, which is a national language. So I was just saying it might be a bit difficult having Swahili names for potassium bicarbonate added onto some other different things, chemicals. It might be a bit difficult getting to interpret these chemicals. That is, I agree. No, Joby actually. Joby was saying she would rather even choose or pick on a Tanzanian than a Nigerian. That was a Joby. Was it Kate? I think that was Kate.
No, it was Kate. No,
that was one of them. Someone said they'd like to have a Tanzanian boyfriend. I think now they are actually trying to throw me under the bus, but that is what they say. I think that was Joby.
That might be Joby, not me.
That's most probably Joby. Yeah, but I had someone say they would even rather befriend a Tanzanian than over a Nigerian, and they feel the Nigerians.
I mean, even the Swahili, the Tanzanian Swahili is so hard for me to understand. So how do you even how do you expect me to relate?
When it comes to love, it doesn't have a language. Love doesn't have a language. You can, no, not exactly. It's almost the same with the Mombasa. It's almost the same with the Mombasa Swahili. No, it's not. I'm saying
to me. I said to me.
I said to me, it's easy. It's almost the same with Mombasa Swahili. It's not a lot of a difference because it's one and the same people. You remember last week when I was sharing the story about the Portuguese and the continent of Africa, I was saying that back then in 1498, the emir of Mozambique and also the leader of Mombasa, what do you call them? He's the Sultan. Yeah, the Sultan. They were cousins. So I would also imagine that So I would also imagine that even the Mombasa and the Zanzibar and the Tanzanian people are just the same. So if you go back in 1498, you just find them just moving around. It's no different. So there's not a lot of a difference with that. But nonetheless, I want to give us some updates on what is happening across the continent of Africa. I want to talk about a man who is seen as a controversial, and this is Abiy Ahmed, the Prime Minister of Ethiopia. What has happened? Yeah, what has happened is that he has been sworn in, and of course there is a lot of dissenting voices, simply because the way the election was. They did. They were supposed to have it last year, and then they went to Parliament and they made some legislation to allow for the elections to be brought further ahead into this year. So what did happen is that when the elections were pushed further ahead, is that they decided that they will not have elections last year simply because of the COVID-19. That is their excuse. The excuse they give. They say that there is a COVID, and therefore
that's why the Tigray people, they went crazy.
Yes, yeah.
People went crazy.
Yeah, they were saying for them they are ready. They were saying for them they do not, they know that this is a whole hoax, so they will be continuing, and they continue the elections. And but they, they could not have. They have regional elections, and also they have the national elections. So for them, they decided no, enough is enough, and we will still conduct our elections. So for the Raja country.
That's why the military went in there and said, you bastards, you won't be voting. You don't vote for it.
So what happened?
It's so corrupt, the Africans were that corrupt.
So I was just saying, what happened eventually is that the federal government or the national government postponed the elections, and they were held earlier this year. They were held about 2 months ago, I think a month ago. And when they did, Abiy Ahmed got another term. He won for another term, and right now he has.
I bet you nobody in the Tigray region of Ethiopia got the vote back.
Oh no, the people had already left. There was a lot of internal displacement. So the people were not there voting. There was a lot of internal displacement, and therefore I'm sure most of the Tigray people did not have the opportunity. Most of them were even outside, as far as not Somalia, Sudan. Most of them actually went into Sudan, and others went into Eritrea. So most of them, you don't find them having the opportunity even to vote. But there has been some chanting. There has been some chanting outside. People have actually been chanting down Abiy, and they are not in support of his rulership. But for him.
That's same thing with Joe Biden. Everybody keeps saying fuck Joe Biden. We go to America, that was the stolen election, saying that Trump didn't win. Overwhelmingly. But the globalists, the Rothschilds and Rockefellers, who run the world, stole their election in America, and now they're trying to overturn it. And nobody voted for no damn geriatric
Biden.
Nobody stands there. Every weekend you hear, fuck Joe Biden.
I hope this weekend. I hope this weekend they also did. I hope this weekend at the games they also did, because it has become. I hope this weekend. They are not saying now. They have actually edited "One Nation Under God" to fuck Joe Biden. That is the editing of the new anthem. It's not one nation. Abiy Ahmed, yeah. They do.
He was the puppet that they put in there. People happy you like kick out of he's gonna change things. And then you realize it's the same. It's the old boss. The new boss the same as the old boss, right?
And nothing is changing. But I was thinking that no one really stood a chance at beating Abiy Ahmed. I don't think anyone really stood a chance at beating Abiy Ahmed even in this election. So they knew.
Because the system that this has already corrupted up where you're not going to have a real person come in there and get power. You're not going to allow it. The African has to learn how to utilize power. The African, it's our humanity. You don't want to fight any power, it's bad. The other people want power. The power, you don't ask any questions. You say, hey, this is what we're going to do. Who's going to stop me? Nobody. So when they found Kenyatta, they were stole, but you already know Kenyatta was corrupt. Right? You already did the research and reverse engineer the Kenyatta family with this one man.
But what has been happening? Yeah. What has been happening in the country is that I think Kate and Joby were talking about a matter of corruption with the country in not just Kenya, because there was this new expose that was done by it's called as the Pandora Papers, and the Pandora Papers have come out, exposing corrupt individuals across the world. Some of them I think come from Czech Republic, others from other African countries, different countries, leaders of different countries are being exposed on what they have been up to and all their families.
Not even African countries. Those are not African countries. We also have even Saudi Arabia in the papers, and the Czech
Republic as well.
Is not, even the Britain.
Even the UK itself, the United Kingdom itself is also on the Pandora Papers.
Yeah. So, Keith, I understand what you were telling me about the British and everything, because we've seen in those Pandora Papers, we have the UK in it. So the British are also a member of this.
They are also complicit. They are also involved with these particular papers. But what I've also realized is that people sometimes, when a rumor is being spread about you, there is not even a rumor. Let me just give an example. Like, for example, using a rumor, if there is some stories going around about you, for Joby and Advocate, would you go out and they are, let's just use two scenarios. Maybe for one, they are lies. Let's use one scenario. One, they are lies, and you hear some rumors going around about you and they are lies. Would you let them go around, or will you come up and clarify or try to defend yourself for Joby?
Well, it depends. If most of it is a lie, I'd rather step back and allow you to talk. Just do your
own opinion.
But if it is true, definitely most of if we look at it in the matters of politics, not most of the people consider even our own president, because the news that I got earlier before Kate revealed the other one, it was our own president here in Kenya. So if it is for the leaders, they're not gonna come forth and admit all this. They're gonna twist it in a political way.
They will try to play the victim.
Yeah, in such a way, still the citizens to make us look like we might be understanding
just
the
fooling
truth.
people around.
Yeah, but I think they will hide the truth from us. So as for me, I'd rather keep quiet, because if I start drama, you'll not stop me.
Okay, for me, I think that maybe I'll first and listen to the rumors. What are they saying about the whole thing? What is the issue? Which rumors is this that they are spreading? And okay, you can spread something, but it doesn't affect me. Even though you're spreading it's about me, it doesn't affect me. So maybe if it doesn't, I'll just keep quiet and say, let them be. Let them be.
A lie will travel around the world in an instant before the truth has time to catch up with it.
Exactly.
Understand this? A rumor and a lie will run around the world before the truth has time to catch up with it.
I think
It's always been. If it was about you, you must have been a rumor about you, because the lie would be out there, and you won't ever. You can't let nobody destroy your character and who you are. No one can lie on you. You're allowed to stay out there, because if it stays out there, people will think that's the truth, and you might never recover from it. Depending on how big the lie. It was a big lie. The bigger the lie, the better. These people are stupid.
Yeah, they don't.
Every year the big lie,
They want to. They don't want to take the time to break it down. If it's so big, they will just take it. They will just buy it the way it is. You just buy it the way it is.
That's
But
why the big lie is the best. And the little lie, but the big lie, you take like the big lie with the COVID. Right? People are doing what? People try to get people what? The dirt nap. Oh, I can't believe that sounds big. But it's the truth.
you remember?
See?
Now listen, you remember the Trinidad woman who was crying? That is no lie. And of course, she was talking to everyone and still chanting and crying with her family there. But we'll not get into that. I was just saying that what has happened is that the president has come out. The president has come out and using his they have the spokesperson, the state house spokesperson. Her name is Kanzedena. Her name is Kanzedena, and he has responded. The president has finally responded to the controversial Pandora Papers that linked his family with 13 secret offshore accounts, reportedly worth Kenya shillings. The head of state was stating that he will respond comprehensively when he returns back to Kenya from his state visit to the Americas. Seemingly commented.
He's not even here.
He's not even in Kenya.
Exactly,
I'm surprised they don't know what's that.
He's in America. Let me just confirm whether he's on a beach somewhere spending his money.
crazy.
He might be on the Cayman Island spending his stolen money.
I'm saying it's really crazy when something is really spreading, or rather even trending in your own country, and you're the leader of the country. You know this issue is burning, and of course citizens are burning because of you, and of course the matters of economy has really been affecting us, and you're not even in the country to even you're now sending your spokesperson to come, and of course
maybe me.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm saying maybe even the president didn't send the spokesperson. Maybe the spokesperson is just doing a job.
No, but she might have gotten a call. I don't think she'll go out and say anything without having approval of the president. But I understand, yes, President Kenyatta is actually set to hand over the mantle of the 15th session of the United Nations CTAD to the Prime Minister of Barbados, Mahamuti. President Uhuru Kenyatta makes his third visit to the Caribbean region from October 4th to 7th, 2021. He is actually in the Caribbean. Yes. And then they have a nice background story. I was just wondering where he is. But Kenya's engagement with the Caribbean predates its independence movement with stalwarts such as Dudley Thompson, Marcus Garvey, Henry Williams, George Padmore, and also George Russ Macon. They have George Padmore. They also have Russ Makonnen and others who assisted many African countries, Kenya included, to fight for the independence, because you're saying that these are Marcus and Dudley Thompson and others helped. They were on a cruise ship. They were on a cruise ship. They were actually on a cruise ship. Kate says you're lying. Kate says you're lying. They must have been on a cruise ship. Yeah, and they were enjoying their ride. And they found themselves in Barbados and Haiti and Jamaica. But he says that it's pretty like, yeah. But he actually made a mockery about this report. He sort of made a mockery because he seemed to be commending the report. He said, these reports will go a long way in enhancing the financial transparency and the openness that we require in Kenya around the globe. The movement of illicit funds, proceeds of crime and corruption thrive in an environment of secrecy and darkness, he stated. But he sort of made a mockery and turned the whole, it's like he pulled a chess move on the Kenyans. But we always do have a saying that says, fool me once, shame on me.
It's like
then fool me twice. Then sorry? Fool me once, shame on you. Yeah, shame on me. Actually, that's how it goes. I didn't say it's a Kenyan one. I was just saying it's a quote that. But the Kenyans who will let themselves be fooled. You know, if the leaders come up, the same politicians, when they come up and they fool you once, then it's shame on them. But if they come and fool you once and then fool you again, then it's shame on you. That is what the African should also be aware of, because the stories will be run. The Africans know these leaders, these quote unquote leaders.
and the Kenyatas are great people. And they were put here to steal from African people. The reason why you ain't popping is you got the fucking stealing. You got a big part of it set up by the British. Africa is rich. As Dr. Mumby said, you can't live on the richest continent on the planet. Africa is the richest continent on the planet. Hands down. It be impoverished.
And I think I was just saying, I think you got there was when you doing when there was you were having a conversation with Kate, and you were saying about these French president who said that they would have. I think it was. I'm just saying, I think it wasn't him who said it. There was another president, I think he was known as Jacques or something, Jacques. It wasn't Francois Mitterrand. It was another one known as Jacques who said it. But yes, they admitted. Yeah. Yeah, Jacques Chirac, yeah. Yeah, Jacques Chirac.
Without Africa, Europe has always been poor. When you see white people coming, you see fashion, you're like, oh, look at the great white people. No, they've stolen from you. Their wealth comes out of Africa. You jumping around dancing with all white people, you're great. Their wealth comes from you. They're stealing. They're stealing from African people. Like I said, with Mansa Musa, went around Europe. He was just giving gold like the story. Mansa Musa gave out so much gold from Africa that he bankrupted countries. That's how rich Africa was. It always has been. And then we talking about an uncle with the gold mine. Yeah, this gold uncle Africa. So Mansa Musa was the richest man who ever lived, but them all African people always wealthy.
But I thought. But I thought unsunken ones, our friends told them that the richest man was Solomon, and they had an argument, and then he left the fold. He left the fold to keep it moving. Yeah. The people.
Of course it is Manson.
Let me see. Let me see.
Solomon from the Bible?
This is no, it's actually Mansa Musa on the resort that also pop up. It's not Solomon, but you have the brother. But I think there's a story here, Keith. There's a story here going that Mansa Musa on his way back, on his way back, he tried to help Egypt's economy by buying back some of the gold that he had given away, and at extortionist interest. And the empire was inherited by the sons who could not hold it together. The smaller states broke off, and the empire crumbled. I gave you too much gold, and I collapsed your economy. He said, well, let me take some of the gold back, so I can make you fail, right? And this time, Europe is all impoverished and fucked up. The air wars all up, and then where these Africans with all this damn money? Like, we get Africa, get this goddamn money. They followed them. I think they followed them, and I think they followed them back. They followed Mansa Musa back, and eventually.
They start getting fighting. The boys start fighting. So the European was learning tactics from the African. And say, eventually we're going to get control and go down and get African, goddammit. That's where the money's at. We're going to go get us some African money. Africa's always getting wealthy.
When there was a crumble. When there was a crumble for these Mali and the Songhai Empire, did you see that the Moroccans were involved in fighting the leaders of the Mali and the Songhai Empire?
Let's make this clear. It's clear. What the Moroccans you see them do today, those are the black Moors. As they lost in Europe, right? As the African finally gets thrown out of Europe, sadly enough, he turns inward to Africa to smash up other African empire. So he's finally thrown out of Europe, right? So at that time, Morocco's still black. Like, it's not what you see up there today. It's still black. Those are the Moors that still run that. So they turn their focus on the Songhai Empire and say, well, fuck it. We're going to go and collapse that empire. Now, they never really beat Songhai. But what they did, they destroyed the empire. They destroyed the wealth. Because they kept raiding it. Like I said, African kingdoms were still pretty powerful. The African League was a warrior. It ain't the dynasty you got today. It ain't what you see today. The African back then was feared. See, because of our history, African men get fucked around. Like I said, the Moors, you had anybody white, come crazy to a Moor, and they chop their head off. You never had anybody black worshiping nobody white. That's before you got the Gookie religion. African knew he ruled the planet. And he acted accordingly. You don't allow no one to disrespect him as an African man. He'd kill you. So at that time, the African knew, as Joey said, it was a big so you put an African man and a white man. The African is always going to be the white man. Yes. But, so the technology finally that white people developed, that's what allowed them to finally get beat us. We give them beat us hand to hand, and give them the gun.
But the gun yeah. No, I think that the point I was trying to ask you, I was just confirming that the gun was also discovered by the Moor. Sister Angela Morris, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. I hope that you are doing well in Pennsylvania and
But the African nature, they didn't develop it to be a weapon. They just thought about the celebration. They just used it, but they didn't think of it as a weapon. And so the European had developed it as a weapon. When he could come back in Africa and kill a bunch of African men that he couldn't fight one-on-one. And so he is right. The African man is not going to lose to nobody white. They know what they have to fight.
And also the best generals like Hannibal also came from Africa and executing the best military tactics and also conquering.
Those tactics are still taught worldwide, like today. Hannibal lived 2,000, that's 20 years ago. Hannibal, what you call up in Algeria, Tunisia, that was
Carthage.
ancient Carthage. And white people try to take him and make him white now. Everyone knows Hannibal was black. All the coins, all that was black. But then you can get all the ancient coins that dated back then, 2,200 years ago. You clearly don't have those Africans.
It would be difficult to whitewash the coins, like they have whitewashed these some of the paintings. How are you? Yeah.
You can't whitewash the corn. There's almost people that know the coin, right? So you got Hannibal who goes into Rome and he just kills all these crackers, right? But I told you, the African humanity was hurt Hannibal. He should have took over Rome then. You wouldn't have had no Roman church under Jesus shit. He should have took over, but he didn't do it. He refused to go to Rome and take it over. That's the African humanity. He already defeated Italy. He refused to go in and burn the city down to the ground and take it over.
On the the images, his hair was kinky, and it seems like he had some locks on or something like that. This is a Hannibal Barker of Carthage and the Black history. Yeah. North Africa, yeah. They probably thought that I think they probably might have decided to step back because they thought they had already won, but they should have just done the whole job. They would have. They should. They should have done. They should have done like what was done to the Tasmanian. You know, they do not exist anymore, and we know that was a total wiping out of the Tasmanian. But nonetheless, fun. Yeah.